Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is firing electrical signals at roughly 14 to 30 cycles per second. This is called beta, the state of full waking consciousness. It's the state you spend most of your day in, planning, worrying, analyzing, overthinking. But here's what nobody tells you. Every single night for approximately 20 minutes, your brain drops into a completely different frequency. Between 4 and 8 cycles per second, this is called theta. And in this state, something extraordinary happens. The guard at the door of your subconscious mind falls asleep. The filters that normally reject new beliefs, new ideas, new programming, they shut off completely. Whatever enters your mind during those 20 minutes doesn't get questioned. It doesn't get analyzed. It goes straight into the deepest part of your operating system. And it stays there. Ancient monks meditated in caves for 30 years trying to reach this state on command. Tibetan masters called it the gateway between worlds. Modern neuroscience has now mapped exactly what happens in the brain during theta, and what they found confirms what the ancients always knew. Tonight, you're going to learn how to access this state deliberately. Not in 30 years, not after decades of practice. Tonight. To understand why theta is so powerful, you first need to understand the 4 primary states your brain cycles through every day. The fastest is beta, 14 to 30 hertz. This is your normal waking state. Concentration, conversation, problem solving. It's useful, but it's also the state of stress, anxiety, and overthinking. Most people are stuck in high beta all day long, and they don't even know it. Below beta is alpha, 8 to 14 hertz. This is the relaxation state. You enter alpha when you close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. It's the bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. Meditation beginners usually reach alpha within a few minutes. It feels calm, present, and slightly dreamy. Then comes theta, 4 to 8 hertz. This is where everything changes. Theta is the state between wakefulness and sleep. It's the state of deep meditation, vivid imagery, and heightened intuition. Your critical mind, the part that says, "That's impossible," or "That won't work," goes completely offline. In theta, your subconscious is wide open. The deepest state is delta, 15 to 4 hertz. This is deep, dreamless sleep. Your body repairs itself. Growth hormone is released. You're completely unconscious. Delta is essential for physical recovery, but you can't program your mind here because there's no awareness. The key insight is this. Theta is the only state where you are still conscious enough to direct your thoughts, but your subconscious has no defenses. This is why every serious tradition of mental transformation, from Tibetan Buddhism to Neville Goddard's SATS technique to modern hypnotherapy, they all target the same state, theta. In the early 1990s, neuroscientist Dr. Thomas Budzinski conducted a series of groundbreaking experiments. He discovered that information presented to subjects during theta state was absorbed at a rate dramatically higher than during normal waking consciousness. The subjects didn't just remember the information, their behavior changed. Beliefs that had been held for decades were overwritten in a matter of sessions. This confirmed what hypnotherapists had known for over a century. The theta state is essentially nature's software update window. Think about it this way. Your subconscious mind is like an operating system that was installed during the first 7 years of your life. Everything your parents said, everything your teachers repeated, every experience that carried strong emotion, it all became your default programming. And that programming runs in the background every moment of every day, shaping your thoughts, your reactions, your habits, your beliefs about what's possible. If you watched our video on the subconscious mind, you know that 95% of your daily behavior is controlled by this programming. The conscious mind, the part you think of as you, is really just a passenger. Now here's the critical point. During normal waking consciousness in beta state, your critical faculty acts as a gatekeeper. When you try to install a new belief, I am confident, I am wealthy, I am healthy, the gatekeeper compares it against existing programming. If it doesn't match, it gets rejected. This is why affirmations alone rarely work. You're trying to upload new software while the firewall is fully active. But in Theta, the firewall goes down. The gatekeeper falls asleep. And for those precious minutes, you have direct write access to your own operating system. This is not metaphor. This is measurable neuroscience. Dr. Joe Dispenza has documented thousands of cases where individuals used prolonged theta meditation to reverse chronic conditions, dissolve lifelong phobias, and fundamentally alter personality patterns. His research shows that when the brain enters theta, it becomes capable of forming new neural connections at an extraordinary rate, a phenomenon called neuroplasticity on overdrive. Every night, whether you know it or not, you pass through a brief period of natural theta. It happens twice, once as you're falling asleep and once as you're waking up. The window as you fall asleep is typically longer and more accessible. It lasts roughly 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the individual. During this time, your brain naturally transitions from beta through alpha and into theta, before eventually dropping into delta deep sleep. Neville Goddard, one of the most influential teachers of mental transformation in the 20th century, built his entire system around this window. He called it the state akin to sleep, or SATS. His instruction was deceptively simple. As you lie in bed, ready to sleep, construct a short mental scene that implies your desire has already been fulfilled. See it, feel it, loop it. Do this as you naturally drift into sleep. What Goddard understood intuitively, neuroscience has now confirmed. During this transition, the brain's default mode network, the part responsible for self-referential thinking and daydreaming, becomes highly active, while the prefrontal cortex, responsible for critical judgment, powers down. You are literally in a state of heightened imagination with zero resistance. The morning window works similarly, but in reverse. As you wake, your brain ascends from delta through theta before reaching full beta wakefulness. These first few minutes after opening your eyes, before you check your phone, before you start planning your day, are another period of direct subconscious access. Most people waste both windows completely. They fall asleep worrying about tomorrow. They wake up and immediately drown in notifications. They never realize that the most powerful moments for mental reprogramming happen automatically every single day, and they're throwing them away. Here is the exact protocol you can use tonight. This is not theory. This is a practical, step-by-step method combining ancient techniques with modern neuroscience. Step 1. Prepare your environment. At least 30 minutes before bed, eliminate all blue light, phone, laptop, television. Blue light suppresses melatonin production and keeps your brain locked in beta. Make your room as dark as possible. Ideal temperature is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Silence is preferred, but if you need sound, use low-frequency ambient tones, not music with melody, as melody activates analytical processing. Step 2. The 4-7-8 breath. Lie on your back in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Now breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. This specific ratio activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's relaxation response. It forces the brain to downshift from beta to alpha within 3 to 4 cycles. Repeat this breath 4 to 6 times. Step 3. Progressive body release. Starting from the top of your head, slowly scan downward through your body. With each area you focus on, silently command it to release all tension. Forehead. Jaw. Most people carry enormous tension in the jaw without realizing it. Shoulders. Chest. Stomach. Hips. Legs. Feet. This process should take 3 to 5 minutes. By the end, your body should feel heavy and warm. This heaviness is a physical indicator that you transitioned from alpha into early theta. Step 4. The descent visualization. Now imagine yourself standing at the top of a staircase. It has exactly 10 steps, leading down into a warm, soft darkness. With each step, you count backward. 10. Feel yourself sinking deeper. 9. The outside world fades further. 8. your body becomes even heavier. 7. Your thoughts begin to slow. 6, 5, 4. With each number, you drop deeper into relaxation. 3, 2, 1. At the bottom, there is a door. Step 5. Install the program. This is where the real work happens. Behind that door is the scene of your fulfilled desire. Not a wish, not a hope. A scene that implies it has already happened. If your goal is confidence, see yourself in a specific situation where you are radiating confidence. If your goal is abundance, feel the specific object or experience that represents it. If your goal is healing, feel your body strong and vital. The key, and this is critical, is not just to see it, but to feel it. Engage all senses. What do you hear? What do you feel on your skin? What emotions are present? Emotion is the language of the subconscious. Without feeling, visualization is just daydreaming. With feeling, it becomes programming. Loop this scene. See it beginning to end. Then see it again. And again. Let it be the last thing your mind processes as you slip from Theta into Delta, into deep sleep. The scene will continue to imprint itself throughout the night. While the protocol above works on its own, there are several tools that can deepen and accelerate the Theta experience. The first is binaural beats. When two slightly different frequencies are played, one in each ear, your brain perceives a third frequency equal to the difference between them. If you played 200 Hz in the left ear and 206 Hz in the right ear, your brain generates a 6 Hz binaural beat directly in the theta range. Research published in the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience has shown that consistent use of theta binaural beats can reduce anxiety, improve creative problem solving, and deepen meditation states. For theta, look for tracks specifically tuned to 4 to 8 Hz. Use stereo headphones. Binaural beats do not work through speakers. The second tool is isochronic tones. Unlike binaural beats, which require headphones, isochronic tones work by pulsing a single tone at a specific rhythm. They're more aggressive in driving the brain toward a target frequency, and some people respond to them better than binaural beats. Both are freely available. The third tool is solfeggio frequencies. These are specific sound frequencies with purported healing properties, dating back to ancient Gregorian chants. The 5208 Hz frequency, sometimes called the love frequency, and the 432 Hz frequency are the most commonly used in theta meditation practices. While the scientific evidence is limited, many practitioners report deeper, more vivid theta experiences when combining these frequencies with the protocol. A word of caution. These tools are amplifiers, not replacements. If you skip the breathing, the body scan, and the visualization, no amount of binaural beats will produce meaningful results. The protocol is the engine. The tools are the fuel additive. Knowledge without practice is philosophy. Knowledge with practice is transformation. Here is your challenge for the next 7 days. Each night, for just 20 minutes before sleep, follow the complete protocol. On the first 3 nights, focus entirely on mastering the relaxation sequence. The breathing, the body scan, the descent. Don't worry about the visualization yet. Most people try to do everything at once and end up doing nothing well. Master the vehicle before you choose the destination. On nights 4 through 7, add your visualization. Choose one specific scene. 1. Not 5 goals. Not a montage of everything you want. One clear, vivid scene that implies the single most important change you want to make in your life right now. Loop it as you fall asleep. Track your experience each morning. Write down 3 things: how quickly you relaxed, how vivid the imagery felt, and any unusual dreams. Theta work often produces extraordinarily vivid, sometimes lucid dreams. This is a sign that your subconscious is processing the new programming. By day 7, most people report at least one of the following: falling asleep faster, waking up with more clarity, spontaneous ideas or solutions appearing during the day, a general feeling of being more centered and less reactive. These aren't mystical outcomes. They're the natural result of giving your nervous system 20 minutes of structured restoration instead of 20 minutes of doom scrolling before sleep. Here is the truth that most people will never act on. The most powerful technology for personal transformation is not an app. It's not a supplement. It's not a $2,000 course. It is a natural brain state that you already enter every single night and have been entering since the day you were born. The only difference between those who transform their lives and those who don't is this. Those who transform their lives use those 20 minutes intentionally. Everyone else uses them accidentally, replaying fears, worries, and worst-case scenarios as they fall asleep. Both groups are programming their subconscious. Only one group is choosing what gets installed. Tonight is night 1. You now have the protocol. You have the tools. You have the understanding of exactly why this works, not as belief, but as neuroscience. The only variable left is whether you'll actually do it. In our next video, we'll explore the shadow side of spiritual transformation. What happens when awakening doesn't feel like enlightenment, but like everything falling apart? It's the video nobody wants to make, but everyone on this path needs to hear. If this is the first Ethereal Seeker video you found, start from the beginning. The full series builds on itself, each piece unlocks the next. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.